Hello, my name is Wendy Love Edge, and I'd like to welcome you to the Bulldozer Health Show. In this episode, I'll be speaking with Jana Brady, licensed acupuncturist and owner of Steel Creek Acupuncture here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. So Jana, tell us a little bit about what acupuncture is.
Well, acupuncture is using needles to stimulate the energy of the body to bring it back into balance. That's the simple answer. On a deeper level, every cell in your body, every organ, every system of your body uses energy to function. And the Chinese call that energy qi. It's spelled Qi, but it's pronounced with a C-H-E-E. And as long as your qi is moving through your cells and through your organs in a normal flowing way, then you're in a state of balance. You're healthy. You have enough energy to get you through the day. You have normal, regular digestion. You feel all the feelings, but you don't get stuck in one emotion. When your head hits the pillow at night, you fall right asleep. You have a good, strong immune system, and you're pain-free. You feel great. But life happens, and through stresses at work or a poor diet, lack of exercise, emotional drama or physical trauma, the energy stops flowing sometimes the way it's supposed to. And then symptoms arise, whether it's dry eyes or it's heartburn or hot flashes or bladder infections. It's all due to the energy not working the way it's supposed to. And the acupuncture needles just tap into that energy flow and remind the energy how it's supposed to be working in the body. And when the energy begins moving the way it's supposed to again, then the symptoms resolve and the person feels happy and healthy again.
Very interesting. So what can someone expect when they come in for a visit?
Just a typical rundown of what we do is go over the person's health history. Of course, we want to know why they're coming in, but it also matters to look at the whole person, how your sleep patterns are, what your emotions are like, what your digestion's like. Most people come for pain, but we can also treat other things. So once we go through the intake, I'll feel your pulses and look at your tongue, which also guides me to tell me what's going on internally. And then I'll put the needles in, and the person relaxes usually around 30 minutes. And at the end of the treatment, most people feel very relaxed and kind of out of it. Many people leave feeling very grounded and just more focused and able to take on the world. And sometimes the issue will resolve on the table, or at least change on the table. Sometimes it takes several hours before the person notices a difference in their symptom. It can take even a couple of days before a person notices, because we move the energy, or the needles move the energy, and then the energy changes the physical. So sometimes that doesn't happen right away. It takes a little time.
Right, because the body has to adjust.
Right.
And you're trying to bring it back into balance.
Yes.
Right. So the qi can get disrupted with some sort of lifestyle issue or a disease process.
Right. Yes. Disease changes how the energy flows. Even what foods you eat. If you eat really spicy food and then suffer heartburn, that's because the qi of the digestive tract is supposed to move downwards, and that hot spicy food triggered your qi to move upwards. So what we do with the needles is just encourage the downward movement of that energy, which resolves the heartburn.
Right. Interesting.
So, yeah.
Would you say it seems like Western medicine is kind of a symptom-driven medicine. So would you say acupuncture is symptom-driven, or you mentioned looking at the whole body?
Right. So definitely we address whatever symptom you're coming in complaining about. But Chinese medicine sees patterns of symptoms, whereas Western medicine, if you came to me and said that you were grieving the loss of your mother, that you had a lingering cough and some other ache and pain, a doctor of Western medicine is going to send you to a psychiatrist and to, probably prescribe some antibiotics for your cough, and then, some pain meds for your pain. 3 separate things. But in Chinese medicine, grief and lung issues all go into one pattern.
Right.
And so when we treat the whole person, we look at the entire pattern of symptoms, not just the pain issue or whatever they're coming in for. Then you can tailor the treatment to affect the whole person and resolve more than one symptom and bring the whole body back into balance.
Right.
So definitely the symptoms play a role, but we want to look at all the energetic symptoms so that we're treating the whole person.
Right, and that makes so much more sense to me. It seems like with Western medicine, you know, like you said, they're dividing up your body, sending you to different specialists,
Right.
and not always taking into consideration the social issues that you're talking about or lifestyle issues.
Right.
But all of those play in together
Yes,
to
absolutely.
create health and wellness or illness.
Right. You make choices every day that are either going to lead to health, or you make choices every day that are going to lead to illness.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's really interesting. So as an acupuncturist, are you also looking at diet?
The way we look at foods in Chinese medicine is whether they're hot or cold or drain damp, these different properties that you can use to help balance. So if you go out and eat a bowl of ice cream, which has a lot of damp, then you choose some foods that help drain damp. And so it's all about balance. And so you can get away with things in Chinese medicine as long as you, or, you know, according to Chinese medicine, you can get away with having a drink or having that pizza as long as you balance it out with some healthy foods to help the body process it better.
You know, it seems like when people start to choose health, or like I always say with Bulldozer Health, start taking back their health, they start to deny themselves things that they really enjoy, like having a glass of wine or a bowl of ice cream. So what you're saying makes a whole lot more sense, because there's also emotions attached to that. If you feel like you're denying yourself, then you start to feel sort of negative about it.
Right.
Whereas if you can have some and learn how to keep yourself in balance, how great is that?
Yes, both physically and emotionally. It takes a lot of pressure off if you know how to combine foods so that the ones that you eat that are bad for you, you can at least do something to help negate some of those bad properties.
Right. So if someone was not feeling well and just feeling fatigued and under the weather, would you suggest acupuncture for them?
Absolutely. Boosting energy is one of the most common things that acupuncture does for everybody. It tends to give you a little more energy throughout the day. So if you're feeling like you need a nap in the middle of the day, or just feeling run down and kind of that heavy, draggy feeling, yeah, the acupuncture will definitely help boost the energy. There's also herbs too that are used. And sometimes I use herbs with people, sometimes the needles are enough. Sometimes people can't take herbs because of their prescription meds, but when I can add herbs to the process, then I do, because that means people can be doing self-care at home, which results in them having to get fewer acupuncture treatments, and then they have, you know, they're doing home care.
They're right, and they're empowered in their own health, which is really important. So tell me a little bit about your credentials, because you're talking about being an herbalist and an acupuncturist.
Well, I did my undergrad work here at U of A. I'm a native Arkansasier, and I did my graduate work at the Arizona School of Acupuncture and Oriental Medicine in Tucson. I have a degree in both Oriental Medicine, which is the herbs, and acupuncture. You have to have both to practice here in Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
And that education was over 3,300 hours. And then currently I'm enrolled at in a continuing education course for sports medicine and orthopedic medicine. So I'm traveling back and forth to Pacific College of Oriental Medicine in San Diego, trying to complete that coursework right now.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So, and that's for athletics?
For athletics and orthopedic, anyone who has, you know, repetitive motion in their jobs or just sitting all day will really mess with your spine and you know, create some imbalances that definitely acupuncture can help with.
What about acute injuries? Is acupuncture applicable with acute injuries?
Yes, it is. Definitely acupuncture can help speed the healing process, help flush out inflammation, improve the blood flow so you have a quicker healing time for your injury. We also have external applications, as long as there's no broken skin, herbs that you can rub on liniments to help speed the healing process. And then acupuncture is great like after surgery to help heal the body faster.
That's great. I never thought about it for acute care. That's really great to know.
You know, I can't take care of broken bones, or if you have a car wreck, please go to the ER.
Yes.
But, you know, sprained ankles or inflammation, swelling of the knees, you know, injuries like that definitely can have quick results with acupuncture.
That's great. So tell me, is there anything that you would like people to know in particular, other than what we've talked about, that acupuncture can help with, or something that they may not know?
Well, I would say that right now the challenge for acupuncture is to get people to come in at the beginning of an issue instead of being the last resort. Right now when I see people, they've been living with their sciatic pain for 5 years and have tried everything else, and now they're at acupuncture. And the longer you've lived with a symptom, and like I said, symptoms are patterns in Chinese medicine, so if you live with one symptom long enough, odds are you're going to start getting other symptoms, and then all of that's very ingrained in your body if you let it stay there for years. So it's going to take more treatments to get you back to balance. Whereas someone who has a knee injury, has some tendon inflammation for 2 or 3 weeks, they come to see me, then it's going to, take a couple of treatments to
Right.
get you back on track. Or if you come when you very first start experiencing heartburn and bloating after eating, then we can get you back on track right away.
Right.
And that's the other thing too about acupuncture is with the herbs, whereas prescription medication, they're going to put you on it and say take one of these for the rest of your life.
Right.
There aren't herbs that we really do that with. Some of them are long-term for months and months, but all the herbs are supposed to bring you back into balance, and then you
Right.
stop taking
then
them,
you don't
or
need
you
them.
cut down the dose and see, it may take you a while to come back off of them, but once your body's in balance, you shouldn't need them anymore.
Because your body knows how to heal itself under the right conditions.
Mhm.
So it sounds like that fits in with that philosophy.
Yeah,
you know?
and the acupuncture needles are just tapping your own healing ability. It's really,
Right.
people thank me for what I do, but their bodies
Their
healed
body's doing it.
themselves.
Right,
Yeah, it's
right.
just the acupuncture points really can trigger the body to remind it how it's supposed to be working.
Right. Oh, how great is that?
Yes.
I think one of the reasons people wait and use it as a last resort is because our healthcare system primarily pays for pills, surgery, and tests.
That's true.
And they're free most of the time, not covering acupuncture. So we hope with Bulldozer Health we're going to change all that and help people gain access.
Right.
So, and it sounds like you have that same line of thinking because you're saying if people came at the beginning, they only came at the beginning, they might have felt better a whole lot sooner.
Right. Absolutely. Yes. And there are some insurance companies that cover acupuncture, and more are picking it up. But for most people, it is an out-of-pocket expense, which is a burden a lot of
Right,
times.
yes.
If you need 10 treatments but can only afford 6, and it's
Right.
it's tough. People have to make decisions on what they can do, and I feel like acupuncture should be accessible to everybody. And I try to keep my rates low and offer discounts where I can to ensure
Right.
I can help as many people as possible.
Right, and see, that's one of the things that I really started to notice. The provider often takes the hit because the system isn't helping people to get where they need to be to get their body to heal itself.
Right.
So I'm so happy that you joined our alternative health network because we're definitely like-minded.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
we'll work together to make changes.
Yes, that sounds fantastic.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank
It
you
was
for
very
having me, Wendy.
informative.
Yes.
Thank you. Bulldozer Health Incorporated is a 501c3 nonprofit organization and healthcare reform initiative. You can find us at bulldozerhealth.org. Take back your health, America.